Evan Turner was a freight train in the open court. Strong, a do-it-all type player, he was so good at Ohio State that he was drafted number 2 behind John Wall as a 6'7", 215-pound point guard, but slowly moved to the 2 and then played small forward and point forward most of his time in the league. Looking at his highlights, I find despite his size, he was shifty as hell getting to the rim in the half court, so we want to emphasize that, but I'll try to move him back down to the 1 to see how his career would have unfolded as an oversized point guard who can rebound and post up a little bit. I don't really have a comparison to aim for, but maybe something like a Cade Cunningham or a Josh Giddey. I don't know, I think we'll have to create his own mold. Also, I'm trying a different format for this video, so bear with me. So right after the Sixers, his 1 season in Boston is a transition year for him. He's getting used to playing point guard again and working hard in practice, and he makes the most of his 16 minutes a game. However, the Celtics don't offer much to re-sign him, but Houston sees him pairing well with James Harden and Dwight Howard. Our opening game would be against Boston actually. He gets signed for close to $8 million per season for 3 years, and he spends the summer in the gym working on his shooting mechanics. I never liked the form 2K gave him, so I changed it to something a bit more dynamic while keeping the 2-hand flick. He's back in red and got his old jersey number to match. At an 82 overall, he doubles up on his points, rebounds, assists per game, winning Most Improved Player. 2016-2017 might be the year of big things. The trio is now very comfortable playing together. Leaning drops a new pair of kicks at the start of the season called the Evan Turner Jet Fuels, and between Dwight's inside defense, Evan pushing the tempo consistently and being aggressive, and James Harden scoring, we're hard to beat. And Evan Turner is too big and too fast for most point guards to contain. He's snubbed from the All-Star game, but wins the second back-to-back Most Improved Player. That's the first in NBA history. In the playoffs, we take it to 7 games in the conference finals against the prime Kawhi, who overpowers us down the stretch on his way to a championship. Evan is killing the league right now. He averages a career high from deep on his way to his first All-Star selection, finally. He also makes the All-NBA third team as Houston finishes with the 2nd seed. In the playoffs, we beat the Grizzlies, Suns, and then the Blazers on our way to facing the Raptors in the finals. This series started off as a duel between Harden and DeRozan, respectively dropping 38 and then 45 in the first 2 games, both ending in Houston wins, thankfully. They would then take the next 2 thanks to more scoring outbursts by DeRozan and Terrence Ross. At this point, I had to step it up. James Harden was going to get his regardless, so someone had to be an X factor. And I was the one being guarded by a 5'10" Kyle Lowry. This huge block in Game 5 really set the tone for the energy I needed to bring, followed by this deep 3 2 possessions later. At that point, James Harden was my point guard and I was just making it rain. We carried the momentum into Game 6 in front of a dead silent Toronto crowd, and I ended things with a 25-point triple-double and a dominating performance against a depleted Raptors team. As we win the chip, things feel bittersweet because Evan knows Houston doesn't have the cap space to make a decent offer to renew his contract. Alright, so it's not a lack of loyalty, but as an all-star and a champion, he can't settle for a mid-level deal. He signs a career-defining contract of $16 million a year for 4 years, and Leaning makes a new colorway of the ET Jet Fuels. In his first season with the Spurs, the team struggles to get adjusted to working together, and conflicts with Tony Parker around playing time sours the vibe in the locker room. I just want to take a second to pause right now and say you guys really need to subscribe if you're enjoying the vid. Big things coming soon. Alright, so getting back to Evan Turner, he's 31 years old now, and we start the next season fresh with the good news that Tony Parker finally retired. We play a good season and meet our match in the playoffs against a Suns team that's better than us 4 positions out of 5, and their all-star Dirk Klein takes it to Kawhi to boot us out of the playoffs. In season 2020-21, we re-signed Kawhi and pretty much go into the season with everyone having improved. Evan finally makes it back to the All-Star game, where he teams up with current teammate Kawhi and past teammate James Harden. He's also voted to the All-NBA second team, but we don't make it far into the postseason. We start the next season as the #1 team in power rankings. Evan Turner is still at 90 overall at 33 years old, and he makes the All-Star game and wins league MVP, thanks to his insane efficiency and the Spurs finishing atop the conference. For the playoffs, we start off against Memphis, and they put Matthew Dellavedova on the 6'7" NBA MVP. Come on now. We then go up against a well-coached Kings team and come out on top in 7 games. But then we face off against the Suns and their superstar Dirk Klein, who was a problem for us 2 years ago. And he still is, taking us down in the conference finals. I figure I'll end things while he's on top, because it seems like it'll be one of these situations where a good team makes decent playoff runs for a few years, but with no more salary cap space, they won't be able to add the pieces they need to truly compete for a title. I'll let you imagine what the rest of his career might have looked like, but for now, please subscribe and let me know who else you'd want to see. Take it easy, peace.